All right, y'all. So I noticed that some of y'all had trouble with following the steps to the assignment, the Coding Unplugged assignment that I left y'all to do Monday. The Coding Unplugged assignment is basically just an assignment where you're following step by step instructions to complete coding on paper. Remember, step by step instructions in computer science is called an algorithm. So, the purpose of this assignment is to actually have you practice coding instructions and to enforce step by step instructions to complete a coding activity. This activity is basically the prerequisite, meaning it's done before the actual coding activities that we would do online to make sure that you have a basic understanding of how coding works. So to start, remember with the first practice puzzle, you have to follow the directions to get the pattern that's shown on the tutorial. Okay, so this is the first tutorial. All right, as I told you earlier, to complete the first puzzle only, you will need to create within the bigger square a 3x3 square, because the 3x3 square is the type of square that's used for the first coding puzzle. This is for the first tutorial only. Now, if you follow the directions, basically it's telling you to start here. But when you start there, you're not shading there. It says start. And then it's telling you, if you look at the directions, it's telling you the yellow arrow is showing you to go right. So start here and move right. Start here, but you're moving right. Okay? Once you move right, the little squiggly shows you to shade. Okay? So as you can see, the very first box that you shade should be that middle top box. All right. So that's the first step. The next thing that you're going to do is you're going to move over to the right again. You do not shade. You're going to move down. You do not shade, okay? Once you move down, you see an arrow that's circled that's actually telling you to go left. So you go left, and that circle means shade. So you're going to shade again. So again, that circled arrow is telling you to shade. Next is telling you there's another circled arrow that's pointing left. And what that means is that you're going to shade again. Okay? So you went down. You went left. You went left. And then you go down again. That's another arrow that's circled, so you're going to shade. All right. Now, after you go down, you see an arrow that's telling you to go right. So you go right, but do you see a circle there? No, you don't. So that means that you go right without shading the middle circle. And then you go right again. And as you can see, that last arrow is circled. So when it's circled, you have to shade. So this is the finished result for the first tutorial. This is the finished result. If you follow the step-by-step instructions, shown in the box for practice puzzle 1, this is the result that you should have. And this is the result that I have on the paper. So now I've shown you this. And what I would like to see is for you to practice the movements, practice the coding unplug movements, practice following the step-by-step directions, the algorithms to create the pattern that you see on the paper. Thank you.